Mike, it's been a while, since we did this, and we did do it in the radio station the last time, right?
Yeah.
And didn't have video back then, but we do now. And so just as a recap, because many things have changed since we had a chance to chat back on the radio, and I don't even recall. Do you recall when it was exactly?
It was a couple of years ago, and
Yeah,
I can't remember when it was.
When exactly?
It was
Yeah,
cold out though. It was spring,
Yeah.
I think.
maybe.
Springtime.
And so it's been a couple of years since you last gave kind of your story and told we're willing to share that. And so this is kind of an update on Mike Madsen and where he is now, right? So
Yeah.
the show is yours, right? So giving an idea of where you were, kind of everything that has happened. What you've experienced, what structural care has done for you, what it hasn't done. Be honest, right? Both
Mhm.
positives and negatives, because that is life. There are some give and takes, but we
Well,
hope
it intermingles with other conditions.
right, and different events that people go through, right? Different
Oh,
things
yeah.
that they're that they experience, the death of your mom, for example,
Mhm.
and few other things. But yeah, I mean, what would you say for an update on kind of where things have been and where you're at now?
Yeah. It's a world of difference. My conditions are what's that? A dish, and then
Yeah. Diffuse idiopathic skeletal hyperostosis.
that's too hard to read.
Yeah, right. Dish, and that's you're right. It is one of the conditions that you suffer with in the neck, right?
And until I came here, I didn't even know that's what I was suffering from. I knew I had a lot of pain and nerve. I could tell I had nerve damage or
Right.
pain in there in my shoulder. I have a severe injury in my shoulder and it's all connected, but it's a world of difference since I came here. I suffered from chronic headaches, tension headaches, and the tension is almost gone. Just normal day-to-day tension. I had social anxiety. I still do, but it's almost gone, going away. The pain has subsided. I mean, it was 12 on a scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah.
And it's
Unmanageable, right?
unmanageable. I was popping ibuprofen like candy. Prior to that, I was hooked on painkillers. I quit. I refused to take those anymore.
Right. Smart move.
It was a miracle that I was able to just even function,
Right.
day to day.
I mean, let's pause for a moment just on the painkillers and the effect that has when people get hooked. Just a week ago, we had an event in Buffalo, Minnesota, right? All centered on a fellow who, where the doctor said, no, I'm not going to refill your pain meds. I mean,
That's scary.
it's a very, very serious thing these days. So for somebody who has the tendencies or the exposure of being an addict, right? And then with pain to manage as a means of managing chronic pain with narcotics or opiates of some type, the implications for that are tremendous. But
It actually makes the condition worse because it just masks the pain, and then you start counting on the feeling to get rid of the pain versus the healing.
right.
So it never did heal.
Right, and so underneath the water, so to speak, you don't really feel the pain that you're experiencing because of the opiates, right? But really, the condition that's causing the pain festers and boils and gets worse. The fire rages even greater underneath.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was finally able to get off of them. That's probably the smartest thing I did. That led me to come here.
Yeah.
My mom knew I was in pain, and she talked me into coming here. Because of the insurance, I wouldn't have got more than 6 or 8 visits at a normal chiropractor, and I knew that wasn't going to do the job.
Well, not only on the recommendation from your mom, but also on the recommendation of the primary care provider that you were seeing at the time, right?
Oh, yes, yep.
And that was tell me a little bit, remind me who that was.
Oh, and I can't remember her name.
That's
She was
okay.
Glencoe. really nice lady. I saw her once, and
Medical doctor, yeah.
medical doctor, because of my high blood pressure, and I told her I refused to get on any painkillers or any more high blood pressure pills. I had just quit taking all my blood pressure pills, no more painkillers, and she referred me here, so natural. And she agreed with me. She said, "Why do we want you to be on painkillers?" So I was able to arrange it with my mom. She talked me into it, and she paid for it because the insurance wouldn't have covered more than, I think, 8 visits or whatever.
So talk about conditions. A number of them have changed. How have they changed? Now we've been seeing you for, I don't even know. I'd have to go back in the chart, but how many
over
years?
3 years.
Over 3 years now.
Yeah.
And so what changes have you seen in that time frame?
Oh, huge energy level. My energy level's back. I did start to do push-ups and realized that was making it worse, so I quit. It did amplify my myofascial condition, but other than that, my pain's pretty much gone. I take 0 ibuprofen.
Your kidneys are thanking you for that.
Big time. Big time.
Yeah.
Yep. And I'm eating good. I'm trying to quit doing the sugar because that flips the inflammation. I can feel that in my heart when I eat a lot of sugar.
Right.
The inflammation.
Right.
So yeah, just an overall huge change in everything, really. All my sleeping patterns coming back finally. I'm eating real good. I have the appetite to eat vegetables versus junk food all the time. So I'm eating healthy.
Weight-wise, do you know how much weight you've lost?
Since I've been coming here and just a little bit prior, I've lost over 120 pounds.
I mean, that's just incredible, Mike.
And the big part of it is starting to slowly feel better.
Right. Where you can be more active,
Well, and not pacify by eating sugar constantly.
Right.
And junk food.
Right.
I don't feel like eating all the time.
Right.
And that, I believe that's because the pain's going away and the inflammation's going away. I'm just feeling better overall. Mentally, it affects your mental health big time.
Now even having a dog at home, right?
That's a miracle too.
I love your dog. He's so cool.
That's therapy right there.
Yeah.
That's therapy.
And even being able to spend some time, I mean, now it's like whatever, minus 26 outside or whatever, but even when the weather gets nicer, being able to spend time outside, going for walks and becoming active.
Yeah.
It is true that clinically, when people are not feeling well, I mean, what's the motivation? What's the desire to actually go outside and walk?
Right.
And now,
or even turn the lights on.
Or that, so now, quite frankly, you're moving better, you're sleeping better, you're feeling better, you've lost a considerable chunk of weight, and I'm proud of you, man. I really am.
Thank you.
Yeah,
it's
it's been quite a trek.
I appreciate it though, every bit of it.
Yeah.
I really do. It's a world of difference you were speaking about. I had to back off that part of the exercise, the push-ups.
Yeah.
And I can walk for miles.
Right.
And that's good. That's the best exercise, I think.
One of them for sure.
People with back,
Right.
bike riding's out.
Yeah. Swimming is great.
Swimming.
Walking is great as the pace that you can take it. So any other things that you would like to, chime out or kind of reiterate, revisit in terms of what you've been through and the experiences since being here?
I don't know. I would just recommend this to anybody that needs help because it's a whole mind, body, and soul type deal.
Right.
Versus just putting a Band-Aid on.
Right. I mean, that would be one of my final questions. I mean, Mike, really, for all those people out there, maybe they've seen other chiropractors, maybe they've never seen a chiropractor, maybe, they've never heard of this structural chiropractic thing where we really do focus entirely on finding the root cause and addressing that, right? What would you tell people who have never had the experience of a structural evaluation? Really, truly, have never witnessed what it is that we as structural chiropractors do. What would you say to them after 3+ years of being involved in it?
Well, especially after going to 5 or 6 other chiropractors and being turned away when your insurance, you're starting to heal or whatever. And when I came here, it was a complete, like I said, mind, body, and soul. And you were concerned about, you know, the appetite, the eating, and the progress and the continuation of the therapies. Was that, I don't know.
I mean, in terms of somebody out there who maybe doesn't even think, you know, would you have thought initially? I get it. I get it that the majority of the time people think of structural chiropractors as for chiropractors in general being related to reduction of pain. Well, I have back pain, or I have headaches, or, you know, even like your own story, both. You had both. But really, in terms of a life transformation, maybe it's digestive issues, maybe it's a fertility issue. And once they start to understand how the body structurally influences the function of the body, right? And we deal with the structure to repair it as best we can. And then the functionality, as you have witnessed, right, over time. Didn't happen overnight.
No.
Right? It takes time.
The first 2 years were pretty bad, but the last years been real good.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to the next, you know, 5, 10, well, I don't know, how long you going to be around, Mike?
Long time.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, you're